So recently I popped a Q&A on my Instagram story and I said, ask me any questions you have at all about business so you can get clarity and start 2026 with a bang. Now, one of the questions stood out to me specifically, so rather than just making a few Instagram stories explaining it, I thought, fuck it, I'll make a video explaining it in depth. And the question is, how long does it take to become successful / financially free? Okay, now for the sake of this video, I'm gonna say financial freedom is $10,000 a month, okay? Now for some people, financial freedom is $1 million a month, $10 million a month, and I'm pretty sure if Elon Musk was making $10,000 a month, like he'd fucking crash out. But we're not Elon Musk. I genuinely believe that when you make $10,000 a month, you're able to travel the world. Like right now, as you can see, I'm just chilling, it's literally like almost 6 a.m., just chilling on a random balcony in Malaysia. I'm going to Dubai next week, and I actually fully moved to Thailand, okay? So $10,000 a month, that's the fucking metric. Okay, now, how long does it take to make $10,000 a month? Now, this is assuming that you're someone who's actually dedicated to business, okay? You're not the kind of guy who comes home from work, comes home from school and says, yeah, I want to start a business, and then you just start scrolling, watching content and shit like that. This is assuming that you're ready to change into the kind of person who's all in on business, or you're already all in on business, okay? So how long does it take? I genuinely believe, from the bottom of my heart, I promise, I swear to God, it won't take anybody who's fully 100% all in on business longer than 90 days to reach $10,000 a month. Now, most people, they think it's ludicrous, but because they say things like, Zayn, like the average person, if they want to make $100,000, they want to make $10,000 a month, they need to go get a job and they need to climb up the ranks. Listen, bro. This is not a fucking job. This is a business. You're not playing the same game as these people. In fact, this reminds me of a quote from Warren Buffett, and he says, it's not about how hard you row, it's about what boat you row in. So you have to understand that these stats that only 5% of the population or 2% of the population make $10,000 or more per month, it doesn't fucking apply to you because those people are not entrepreneurs. Of course, only 5% of the population make $100,000 a month. Why? Because they're working jobs. You're not working a job, you're working a business. Now, this leads to another thing that people say is another fallacy of like 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So therefore, if I try to make $10,000 a month online, there's a 90% chance I fail. Yeah, 9 out of 10 shit businesses fail, right? 9 out of 10 businesses that fail is because those businesses are fucking shit. If you learn how to create something that you can sell that provides real value to society and people actually want it and they buy it, then how the fuck can your business fail? But this is the problem. For example, I'm training in a Muay Thai gym in Thailand and there's a bitch there and she sells accessories for dogs, dog chains, dog collars, dog walking leads. And it's just an AI fucking dropshipping store. That's one of the 9 businesses that's gonna fail. Of course it's gonna fail. Or I see you guys saying, yeah man, I'm gonna start AI agency selling fucking, I don't know, a calling bot to receptionists. An AI receptionist bot that can fucking answer the phones for a restaurant. Listen bro, the average restaurant, no one's calling them. Of course that business is gonna fail because you're not solving a real problem. So you need to get rid of this whole idea that 9 out of 10 businesses fail and making $10,000 a month is rare. Yes, $10,000 a month is rare when you're not an entrepreneur, but you're in the business game. So if you're in the business game, you will make $10,000 a month. It's inevitable. In fact, as I'm saying, it's going to take 90 days. Now, I'm not just going to end the video saying, okay, it takes 90 days to make $10,000 a month because that's not useful. So what I've done is I've just made some quick notes on my phone. Let me just unlock my phone. And these are in no particular order. And this is how you can get to $10,000 a month in 90 days or even less. And what I want some of you guys to do is I want you to go on your phone, go on a journal, whatever, write the date, write that you're dedicating yourself to this, and I want some of you to be messaging me in 90 days saying, you know what, Zayn, I took your advice, and it actually fucking worked, because I promise you, you take the advice of this video, you will reach $10,000 a month, okay? So, how the fuck do you make 10K in 90 days? No particular order again, okay? The first thing I'll say is you need to enjoy the business model that you do. There's an age-old quote, the man who enjoys walking will walk further than the man who enjoys the destination. Now, some people are gonna say, that's pussy shit. A man needs to do what he's supposed to do. It doesn't fucking matter. Listen, bro, if there was only one business model in the world that could make you $10,000 a month and all the other ones wouldn't, then yes, I would say choose that one. But we don't live in that world. It's 2025, it's almost 2026. There's infinite options you can choose out there. So if you're going to dedicate hours of your life to a business model and the outcome is the same, which is $10,000 a month, why not just choose the one that you enjoy? You don't need to fucking lie and say to me, oh, but I actually enjoy selling an AI reception service to restaurants. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't say, I enjoy running Facebook ads to fucking dentists. Don't fucking lie to me. I enjoy doing drops. Don't fucking lie to me. What you need to do is you need to choose a business model you actually enjoy. Now, why? Because the truth is business is painful. Business is extremely painful, and that's why 99% of entrepreneurs are not going to make it. This style of 9 out of 10 businesses fail. It's not because business is risky. It's because the people who run the businesses have a low pain tolerance, so they end up failing, and also they're in a shit business model. So you need to enjoy the business that you run, okay? So the man who enjoys walking will walk further than the man who enjoys the destination. So simply choose a business model you enjoy. For example, for me, I tried SMMA, I tried dropshipping, I tried like flipping shit on eBay, and I can tell you the number one business model I enjoy is a coaching business. Why? I get to get a topic that I care about, right? Which for me at the time was like helping men quit porn, right? Because that was a problem that I tacked for myself. I get to make videos on it. Then I just post them on the internet, and then people watch the videos and they're like, hey bro, like, can you help me? And they fucking pay me money to talk about something that I already care about. Or for example, let's say you're a guy who's really into fitness, okay? All you do is watch gym videos, you're tracking your PRs, you're tracking your calories, you're going out for a walk. It wouldn't make sense for you to start an AI receptionist business. That just doesn't make sense because that's not something you genuinely enjoy. So if you could take the same amount of fucking hours and put it into making content about fitness, and then people could watch that content and they fuck with it, and then those people are willing to pay you, why not just do that? So you have to understand it's 2025, it's almost 2026, right? Just choose the business model you enjoy. There's infinite options out there. Personally, I recommend a coaching business because you can just make content about whatever topics you enjoy, and then people are actually gonna pay you to teach them about that. So I recommend a coaching business. And by the way, if you want to learn that, you can click the first link in the description. I've got a free school group where I teach you how to start a coaching business completely free. Okay, so number one is choose a business model that you actually enjoy. Now, the second thing I'll say is, and again, there's no particular order, is you need to choose a leveraged business model. Listen, there's a quote from the entrepreneur, Naval Ravikant, and it says, it's no longer rich versus poor, it's no longer blue collar versus white collar, it's now leveraged versus unleveraged. So what he's trying to say there is, if you're starting out rich or you're starting out poor, that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter if you want to start making money online, okay? And if you're working a blue collar job or white collar job, that's not the path to financial freedom anymore. Like, those two things are irrelevant. The only thing that matters if you want to make money online is being a leveraged business versus an unleveraged business. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's just pick a random business model. I don't know, let's say copywriting, okay? If you want to start copywriting for people, right? So this is where you write people's like emails, you write the funnels, you write the landing pages. How the fuck do you get clients? I'll tell you how you get clients. You go, you find profiles, and you DM 100 of them a day, hoping that they reply. Maybe out of 200 DMs you send, you'll book 2 sales calls, okay? And then maybe you'll close, I don't know, 2 calls out of 10, okay? So this means you need to send thousands of outreach just to potentially make $10,000 a month. Meanwhile, there's a guy out there like me. There's a guy out there like some guys in my program. They just make a YouTube video, speak into the camera. And the craziest thing about this is it's so leveraged to the point that thousands of people can watch the video at any given time. So whilst this other dude wants to reach 1,000 people, he has to wait 10 days doing 100 outreach. Someone just has to make one YouTube video, he gets 1,000 views, he has 1,000 eyeballs, and he can get the same amount of calls booked, right? This is assuming in the high ticket space. So you need to choose a leveraged business model, okay? So this means no physical businesses. You're not gonna start a fucking restaurant, okay? Because you need to have like a lot of upfront capital. You're not gonna start fucking businesses that require you to do outreach. Instead, you're gonna choose a leveraged business model. Okay, so that's number two. I'm not gonna go too much depth in that. If you wanna learn about coaching, you can click the link in the description. The next point is you need to expand your business knowledge as fast as possible. Now, most people, they hear me talk about the concept of a leveraged business model. They think, cool, now that I'm doing a leveraged business model, I can work 1 or 2 hours a day and then I'm done, because it's not rich versus poor, right? It's not blue collar versus white collar, right? It's leveraged versus unleveraged. Look, if you want to make $10,000 a month in 90 days, you need to expand your business knowledge as fast as fucking possible. This means that once the work for the day is done, that's it. You're going onto YouTube, you're watching videos like this, you're watching CEO interviews, you're reading books, you're buying courses, you're learning as much about business as fast as possible so you can start applying it to your business. For example, one of the highest leverage things I've ever done was read books. There's one book I read specifically, and I want to gatekeep it, but I'll give it to you. And it's Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. And this is where he talks about how to actually sell something online. And after I read this book, I applied what he said, and I kid you not, within a week, I did what he said in the book, and I think I made like about £500, right? This was like one of the first £500 I ever made online, okay? So you need to start expanding your knowledge on business as fast as possible. The problem is, we live in a world where there's so much information online. We think we know more than we do. But the truth is, you don't know what you don't know. Sure, you've watched a few videos about real estate. Sure, you've watched a few videos about info products. Sure, you've watched a few videos about this business model and this business model. But I promise you, you don't know what you don't know. There's so many times, even at the point now where I'm making multiple 6 figures profit, where I think I know it all. And then my friend will say, oh, have you ever read this book? And I'm like, nah, it's cool. So I go on Audible, I buy the book, and I start listening to it. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's genius. And then I apply that principle to my business, and I start making more money. And the more I go into business, I realize I don't know what I don't know. There's something out there that you could literally read today, and it makes you hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit. Like, we think that we need to know loads of things, but sometimes just one small piece of information. So the next thing you need to do is expand your knowledge, okay? Now, again, no particular order. The next thing you need to do is you need to get used to failing as fast as fucking possible. Most people, they have this perfect scenario in their head that they're gonna start a business, and it's a majestic, sophisticated, elegant process where they buy a MacBook and they open the MacBook and they do a bit of work that the guy told them to do on the YouTube tutorial, and then the money starts pouring in. That's not the fucking truth. That's not the reality of business. The reality of business is you spend all your money on a MacBook trying to look like an aesthetic motherfucker. You open the MacBook, you do work and nothing happens. And then you give up temporarily, and then you come back, you do work, nothing happens. And you do work again, and nothing happens. And then eventually, you get success. And then you have a nice run of success, but then guess what? That stops, and nothing happens. So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to get used to failing as fast as possible. And it's not just for the arbitrary reason of like, oh, the more I fail, the more I'm gonna succeed. It's because you don't know everything about business yet, and the only way you're gonna learn the lessons is by trying shit and failing. So if you just fail and that's it, then you're fucked. But what you need to do is specifically is fail, analyze why you failed, and then take that lesson, apply it to the business, and move forward. So it's like what they call in science the scientific method, okay? Imagine if scientists sat down and said, yeah, we want to find the cure to cancer, and they did an experiment, and the experiment failed, and they were like, yeah, guys, pack it in. We're done here. Like, this is just not possible. Then they'll never find the fucking cure to cancer. But what do they do instead? They do an experiment, and the experiment fails, and they say, we still want to solve this problem. Why didn't this work? And they have a theory about why it didn't work, and they analyze what happened, and say, you know what, let's do a new test, let's do a new experiment, and then they do a new experiment, and it doesn't work, and they do a new experiment, and I promise you eventually they will find the cure to cancer. Will it happen in my lifetime? Will it happen in your lifetime? I don't know, I can't guarantee that, but they can figure this shit out, and that's as long as they keep going. So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to get used to failing, you need to get used to failing fast, and you need to be comfortable with failure. Remember, we're talking about making $10,000 a month in 90 days. You need to fail as fast as fucking possible. And this leads perfectly to the next point, which is stop being a bitch. Now you're probably thinking, what the fuck am I talking about? Well, what happens is most people, they have this ambitious idea, yeah, I'm gonna make $10,000 a month, I'm gonna travel the world, I'm gonna dress old money, and the first sign of failure, they start complaining, and this happens to me all the time, bro, with like the people that I mentor, and just my friends and family who want to start a business. They fail, and they come up to me, and they're complaining, saying, man, this is too hard, this is painful, and I'm like, look, bro, stop bitching. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You're saying you want to make the top 5% income of a Western country in the next 90 days, and you fail, and you start bitching. So the truth is business painful? Yes, business is painful as fuck, but that's why you're rewarded by the market. Like, for example, look at the view that I have, right? Right now, I'm just in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I don't know if I mentioned that. And this view was worth the pain, because the truth is, the work you do today, is it going to be extremely painful? Yes. Would I rather go on Pornhub and search boobs and fucking jack off to it? Yes, I promise you, like, as a guy who doesn't watch porn, I would rather go home and fucking watch porn than work on my business. But I know that I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, I'm not going to be rich. I'm not going to have beautiful views like this. Like, when you go on your balcony, what the fuck do you see? Do you see these beautiful fucking towers and shit? No. And the worst thing about that is you probably don't even have a fucking balcony, and you're sitting there complaining that business is painful. Yes, it's painful, but that's why you're rewarded dramatically. So you need to stop being a whining bitch, and you need to stop making excuses as well. I was speaking to a guy that I was mentoring. I was actually friends with this guy for like 2 fucking years. Like, bear in mind, in those 2 years, me and him, we knew each other. I was broke, he was broke, and 2 years later, I'm making multiple 6 figures. I'm traveling the world. I'm fucking that bitch. Me and this entrepreneur learning from this guy. People are flying over to meet me. I'm doing events, and in those same 2 years, he achieved nothing. And I go to him like, bro, like, you know, let's have a deep conversation. Like, what's going on? And he says, yeah, man, I have ADHD. I'm like, okay, you have ADHD, cool. Stop making fucking excuses. Like, nah, man, it's not an excuse, it's true. And I'm like, yeah, it's true that you have ADHD, but is that ADHD gonna go anywhere? Now, I'm not a medical professional, but is the ADHD going anywhere? And he's like, no, probably not. I'm like, all right, so shut the fuck up, stop making excuses and get rich anyway. What's the fuck is the other option? There's no other option. So you need to stop being a bitch, you need to stop whining. When you feel the pain, take the fucking pain. It's like they say, no pain, no gain. You can't go to the gym and try to get muscle without pushing your sets to failure or close to failure. And that leads to what I said, you gotta get comfortable failing, right? It's the same shit in the gym. Like, you gotta think about it in gym terminology, right? How does a muscle grow? You literally lift weights, right? Imagine you do a bench press. And what that does is it tears the muscle. The muscle physically fucking tears. And then when you eat protein, the protein fills in the gaps, and now the muscle's bigger. It's the same with fucking business. You need to get comfortable feeling pain, because through that pain you're gonna grow. It's like, say, diamonds grow under pressure. So if you want to make $10,000 a month in 90 days. Stop making excuses. You're autistic, cool, bro. Your autism's not going anywhere. You have ADHD, cool, bro. The ADHD's not fucking going anywhere. Oh, my mom won't stop nagging me to clean my room. Your mom's probably not going anywhere, so you might as well stop complaining, stop making excuses, and get the work done regardless. So honestly, that's it for this video. I just wanted to share how long it takes to make $10,000 a month. I genuinely believe it's 90 days. It's literally 6 a.m., so I need to get some sleep. But those are the points. There's a bit of waffle, just me like passionately explaining it. There's no script. Like I literally just wrote the points on my phone. So with that said, if you benefit from this video and you want to learn how to make $10,000 a month online within the fucking 90 days, and you want to have like actual actionable business strategy steps, you can click the first link in the description. There's a link to join a school group. It's absolutely free, and I made like a full course teaching you how to build an online coaching business. So click the first link.